Aloha and welcome to Kapolei as we celebrate Prince Kuhio. And it's just a beautiful day.
It's a little warm, but fortunately the sun's going down. The makani's blowing a little bit, keeping things nice, cool, and comfortable. Paul, I have to say I'm very blessed to be sitting next to you. You're one that we always grew up watching on TV, so I'm kind of fanboying just a little bit.
I'm very happy to be next to you, especially because we're celebrating Kuhio and just celebrating our Lahui and Hawaiian culture. So
Yes, I think it's
wonderful.
beautiful that in our culture we have many different ali'i, many different rulers and leaders who have contributed a lot to our community. For this particular event and for tomorrow being his holiday, we get a focus on Prince Kuhio and everything that he had established over the years.
And it's nice that the parade is here in Kapolei, where we have so many of our homesteaders. You know, the Hawaiian Homestead Act really was the icing on the cake for his career and his life. And so to have all of the people here and to have the parade here means so much.
It's the first time ever being held in Kapolei, but previous to this was in Waikiki, and that's where we always would go. But I think that's also an appropriate place, as Waikiki Beach is one of Prince Kuhio's properties that is now Waikiki Beach. But again, as you mentioned, this is the largest community of Hawaiian homesteads, so this is the most appropriate as well. But that's what's taking place here. Let's go toss it over to our buddies John and Kelly to see what's taking place at the beginning of this parade.
John and I are live on the parade route of the Prince Kuhio Parade. And you guys, for the first time in so long, it is on the west side.
That's right, Kapolei Parkway. It's about a 2.5-mile stretch all the way to Kamakanali'i.
Yeah, and the energy is so buzzing and so high. So excited to see so much of the community coming out to support and, of course, enjoy the parade.
And just moments ago, they got it all started with a pule.
The pule is a wonderful way for us to start, and it brings everybody together as we get ready for this parade. And a lot of really wonderful units that we're going to be seeing.
I'm really excited to see what everybody has to offer and their aloha and showcasing what they feel in terms of honoring and celebrating our wonderful Prince. People's Prince, Cupid, Prince Cupid. He goes by many different nicknames.
Many different nicknames, and he just means so much to us here in Kapolei and to the Lahui. And you know, throughout this parade, we'll be able to share a little bit of the history of some of the many remarkable things he did.
Many, we won't be able to mention them all, but there are some, a lot more that we could focus on. But I think just today is amazing because it's after this parade, which leads straight into Kamakanali'i, they will be followed by a ho'olaule'a, which will then progress throughout the rest of the evening tonight.
We start, and if you listen very carefully, you will hear the pū. And it's a beautiful way to kick off our Prince Kuhio Day parade. The sounds of the pū as it echoes throughout the streets. We want to say mahalo to the pū kane. We have Makana Look and Elijah Kala McShane.
Many different hands it has taken to put such a... It may come off as being very simple for a lot of people, but now a lot of people don't know the amount of work it takes to put something together, especially being a live event like this. That sound of the pū always mentions that there's something important that we'll be following, and especially with our ali'i again, we're here to celebrate Prince Jonah Kuhio Kalaniana Ole, who has contributed immensely to our Native Hawaiian community and for everybody who really resides in Hawaii today. So we're really excited to be able to share some of those tidbits throughout this beautiful event.
And you can see the parade has begun. You know, we had the pule, we actually had our men in blue from the solo bike unit, first from Honolulu Police Department, and now we begin the parade. You know, Prince Kuhio, a true champion of the Hawaiian people, dedicated to preserving and promoting the cultures and the traditions of Hawaii. And many benefactors and beneficiaries of the Hawaiians Homes Commission, as well as members of the Hawaiian Civic Clubs, who will be joining us to honor him today. And he played an important role in the Hawaiian Civic Clubs as well, and many of the other Hawaiian societies.
We do want to extend a big mahalo to all of the generous sponsors for their support in making this year's Kuhio Day Parade really a reality. Without their contributions, this parade would not have been possible. So again, big mahalo to all the sponsors, which include Kanaiokana, Kamakanali'i, Kapolei Community Development Corporation, Hawaiian Islands, Native Hawaiian Hospitality Association, Hawaii's Visitors and Convention Bureau, the Association of Hawaiian Civic Clubs, Council for Native Hawaiian Advancement, HUNT, KHON, CS Wu, Hawaiian Airlines, Kaiser Permanente, Gentry Homes, Homeworld, Slumber World, Ashley Furniture, Red Knot, Blue Hawaii Water, and Turo. Mahalo again for all of your continued commitment to supporting our community and helping us to celebrate the legacy of our Prince of the People, Prince Jonah Kuhio Kalanianaole.
And many of those sponsors are right here in the Kapolei area with their businesses, so a wonderful way to have them take part. And here we have our Royal Guards, the Hawaii Air National Guard. It is a tradition that is 60 years old this year, wearing authentic uniforms that are replicas of the uniforms that were worn during the reign of King Kalakaua. The Royal Guards from the Hawaii Air National Guard. It is a volunteer group, and they are all part Hawaiian, and they are active duty in the Air Guard. They marched in 4 presidential parades in Washington, D.C., and many state and community functions, and also at Iolani Palace. They do many of the things with us. Excited to have them here.
And following them is the one and only Royal Hawaiian Band. To my knowledge, this is the only municipal band within the country. As we celebrate Prince Kuhio, again, we mentioned there are many different ali'i who have contributed a lot, and Royal Hawaiian Band actually goes back to King Kamehameha III. The Royal Hawaiian Band is a living testament to Hawaii's rich cultural heritage. Today, the band is an agency of the city and county of Honolulu, and its mission is to promote music, preserve Hawaiian musical culture. And with Clark Bright at the helm as the 22nd bandmaster of the Royal Hawaiian Band, this talented group continues to deliver beautiful, awe-inspiring performances that showcase the best of Hawaiian music. We'll toss it over to Bobby and Kelly in the beginning of the parade.
We are seeing all of the floats starting to go by and all of the folks kicking off the parade. And right now, we're with a couple of bands that are about to be stepping off. Right next to us, we have the Marine Corps Forces Pacific Band that's about to be taking the stage.
That's right. We're on one of the side streets where they're kind of all stationed. And I love the fact that this is a hometown operation in Kapolei. And joining me now, come on over here. You're the band director, yeah?
Yes, I am.
So this is Cassie, the band director of Kapolei. How does it feel to have the band in the hometown in this parade?
We are very honored to be here. We know Kapolei has one of the biggest Native Hawaiian populations, and to represent that is very and truly special to all of us, especially the students who get to do so.
Wonderful.
Well, have fun. Yeah, have fun. Okay, so we're behind the scenes. We'll be back here with more in just a bit.
All right, mahalo, and it right in time for us to see our governor, Josh Green, 9th governor to serve the state of Hawaii. And he told us he is thrilled to be part of the annual Prince Kuhio Parade. He just stepped into office just a little over 100 days ago. Governor Green has been making waves with his administration, one that wholeheartedly embraces the values of the local Hawaiian culture. He's been working hand in hand with organizations including the Association of Hawaiian Civic Clubs and the Council for Native Hawaiian Advancement, championing opportunities that enhance and empower Native Hawaiians in all aspects of life.
And right next to him, walking side by side, is the mayor of the city and county of Honolulu, Mayor Rick Blangiardi. Oh, thank
they
you,
threw
Governor.
candy at us. Thank you.
That's one way to make an impression. We got some nice candy from the governor. But Mayor Rick Blangiardi is the 15th mayor of the city and county of Honolulu. He has a distinguished and award-winning career as a media executive. He led the University of Hawaii football team to 2 West Athletic Conference championships in the 1980s.
And there we have our Grand Marshal for the Kuhio Day Parade, Antoinette Tony Lee.
the one and only.
Auntie Tony currently serves as the president of the Hawaiian Music Hall of Fame and past president of the Pearl Harbor Hawaiian Civic Club. She has dedicated her life to showcasing Hawaii's stunning floral arrangements and cultural traditions at the Aloha festivals. She's also co-chairs the American Diabetic Association Tour de Cure with her two children, Brooke and Kale Aina, and serves as the president of the board of directors for the Friends of the Royal Hawaiian Band. She's being driven, I believe, by the president of the Pearl Harbor Hawaiian Civic Club, and that would be her husband, Uncle Charlie Kapua.
She is the parade lady. So, and usually, I know at least for Aloha Parade, she's always coming in at the tail end. So it's nice to see her up front.
It is. It's beautiful. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll return with more. But we want to say mahalo nui loa to CNHA, the Council for Native Hawaiian Advancement, for making this all take place.
Stick around.
We'll be right back.
Since 2001, CNHA has groomed a generation of leaders. Over its 20 years, the Council has risen to the challenge and supported the community through a pandemic. We move forward with purpose, resilience, and unstoppable determination. We are the Council for Native Hawaiian Advancement, fulfilling our kuleana.
Create your happy place at Homeworld. We have furniture and decor for every room, style, and budget. Homeworld is Hawaii's one-stop destination for all things home. Shop quality brands at great prices from a locally owned company. Breathe new life into your living room, dining room, or outdoor space. Visit us online at homeworld.com or visit us in store and get professional insight from our home furnishing consultants. Create your happy place at Homeworld.
Bobby, start on the float. I'm gonna reference it. All right, thanks you guys. So amazing. Chicken Skin, there's a live band on the back of a truck. I mean, this is so much fun, and there are tons of people lining Kapolei Parkway.
I was gonna say, the energy here is just so infectious. Like John said, there's a lot of people lined up, and I think everybody's just excited that this is kind of the first big parade on the west side.
Live Hawaiian music, and we've got our hula dancers. This is so amazing.
Our friends up
Yeah,
here
there
right
we go.
behind us, and not too far, there's actually a ton of halau that's getting involved too. So I'm excited to see that. What are you looking forward to?
You know what? I'm just loving the atmosphere. I'm loving the smiles on people's faces, and I like literally Chicken Skin with the Hawaiian music going on. It's so much fun here out on the parade route. For now, we'll send it back to you guys, but just know that this is not work for us.
It's not.
We're having a lot of fun.
Back to you guys.
Order of Kamehameha here, established in 1865 by King Kamehameha V to honor his grandfather, and later reorganized by Prince Kuhio Kalani Anaole in 1902. Today, the Royal Order has 9 active chapters throughout Hawaii and continues to preserve and perpetuate traditional culture, customs, and to uplift, unite, and infuse our Hawaii with the spirit of loyalty and patriotism to the Kingdom of Hawaii.
They have 5 vehicles coming down. Mahalo for all these uncles for representing. Good to see you, Uncle. Following them, we are having the Ahahui Ka'ahumanu Chapter 1 of Honolulu. Aloha, Auntie. Look at those
Aloha.
lovely ladies in the black. Let's welcome the Ahahui Ka'ahumanu, which also known as the Ka'ahumanu Society, distinguished Hawaiian women's organization, which was originally established in 1864 during the social gathering of Princess Victoria Kamamalu, Queen Liliuokalani, and Princess Bernice Pauahi Bishop. Their concern for the ill health and difficult social conditions of Native Hawaiians led to the creation of this organization of Hawaiian women to offer help and ease their suffering. Today, the Ahahui Ka'ahumanu thrives with the mother chapter on Oahu and others on Maui, Hawaii, Kauai, and Molokai. The Ahahui Ka'ahumanu is highly respected for its elegance and its dignity in conducting their protocol, in executing its mission to care for its members and ensure a dignified passing and honor of our ali'i. The number 1 car leading was the Pelekikena, Pauline Namu'o, following by Pelikikena, or following the Pelikikena, we had the Hope Pelikikena, Penny, Kealani, Ellsworth. We now have Kakao Olelo, Donnie Lena Alachang in car number 4, Pu'uku, Queenie, Kavako, but last, of course, and not least, Kuhina Selena Lehua Shulelk. I have to say, kalamai if I pronounce any of these names wrong. I try really hard to make sure I get it. Aloha, Auntie. You look beautiful this afternoon.
And we also have Hale'ona Li'i Hawaii. Hale'ona Li'i, one of only 4 Hawaiian Royal Benevolent Societies. This society was originally founded as the Hale'nawa by King David Kalakaua. After being disbanded in the 1890s, the members of Hale'nawa re-emerged under the guidance of Princess Abigail Bahika'ahula Kawananakoa in the early 20th century, and then established themselves as Hale'ona Ali'i o Hawaii in 1918.
That's one way if you really want to practice your pronunciation, is just throw in some really long Hawaiian names in our script.
Representing Hale'ona Li'i today, driver Iku Amoy Belinda Rose and Iku Nu'u Leatrice Maluhia Kauahi and Mamo Ali'i Rose Lau. Aloha!
Following them, we have the Association of Hawaiian Civic Clubs. In its honor, we're going to introduce to you the Association of Hawaiian Civic Clubs, a legacy established by our people's prince, Prince Kuhio, over a century ago. This movement is the oldest Native Hawaiian community-based advocacy movement, and it's still going strong today. The Hawaiian Civic Clubs are a confederation of autonomous clubs located throughout Hawaii and the continental United States. These clubs are organized into 5 councils, and they all work together to advocate for the welfare of Native Hawaiians. Next, we can't miss our music. I just love the different styles of music we have coming down. And this next one is the Marine Corps Force Pacific Band.
That's true. They are so talented, led by Chief Warrant Officer 4, Andres Navarro, and impressive drum major, Gunnery Sergeant Monica Preston. This band is made up of 50 Marines who are not only fully trained riflemen, but also skilled professional musicians. Their mission is to bring music and support to various ceremonies, military functions, and community events, both on and off military installations. A diverse range of musical ensembles. They have a wind ensemble, marching band, and let's take a listen right now. The White House Initiative on Asian American, Native Hawaiians, and Pacific Islanders. We want to say aloha to Erica Moritsugu. She is the Deputy Assistant to the President right here from Hawaii, a champion of the White House Initiative on Asian Americans, Native Hawaiians, and Pacific Islanders. Erica dedicates her time amplifying the voices of communities like ours here in Hawaii that are too often overlooked in our political discourse. We want to say Ha'olila hanau to Erica, because she's celebrating her birthday today. And we might point out that the driver of the car, if we can see, is Jesse Broder Van Dyke, former press secretary to Senator Daniel Akaka. I'm joined by a very special friend and a friend for all of Hawaii. We have Debbie Nakanilua Richards from Hawaiian Airlines. Mahalo for being here.
Aloha, Paula.
Tell me the support that Hawaiian Airlines has given here for this parade, and why is it so important?
Well, I think one of the really important parts is that this is a community. This is where our families, our colleagues live and work and play. I think when you can bring something as special as a parade to a community, it draws people together, it brings them out, it gets them to meet other community members as well, and people that are doing really good work, like Erica.
Hawaiian Airlines has always helped within the Hawaiian community itself. And today we celebrate Prince Kuhio and all that he's done, which is so remarkable.
Well, what an incredible person to be able to celebrate. You know, besides being an ali'i, he was a diplomat. He, you know, was an emissary for our people and kind of started all of this conversation about social justice, about Native intelligence, you know, just about our people and about who we are, our relationship to the land. It's really interesting, all of the things that are really top of mind today, you know, just physical, mental, spiritual well-being of a people that kind of live in an isolated place. He had started that conversation during his time. So we're almost trying to catch up to what he started, you know. So to be able to take time and to celebrate him and what he started for us is a really good reminder, I think, to focus on those kinds of things that are really above and beyond just the average person.
It helps us to move forward as a community. Thank you so much for being with us,
Mahalo
Debbie.
nui.
And mahalo as always to Hawaiian
And to
Airlines.
the community of Kapolei, what a beautiful day to celebrate Prince Kuhio. Mahalo nui.
Aloha. Oh, and there we have our Department of Hawaiian Homelands. And of course, this float features a beautiful photo of Prince Jonah Kuhio Kalani'anaole. And, you know, in 1921, President Warren Harding signed into law what would become Prince Kuhio's most enduring legacy, and that is the Hawaiian Homes Commission Act. This landmark legislation established the Hawaiian Homelands Trust, which is administered by the State Department of Hawaiian Homelands today, led by a 9-member Hawaiian Homelands Commission. Today, under the leadership of Chairman Kali Watson and Deputy Katie Dukat, DHHL manages over 200,000 acres of trust lands across the state. Their mission is to provide a home on the land to Native Hawaiians with a focus on addressing the needs of the 10,000 homestead lessees and working to return 28,000 Hawaiian beneficiaries on the wait list to their ancestral lands.
And next down on the list is Kamakana Ali'i, one of the sponsors of this year's parade. And again, that's where the parade will be leading to, with the Ho'olaulea to follow. Kamakana Ali'i, the center for West Oahu, where shopping, dining, entertainment, and relaxation all come together in one magnificent location.
I think we're going to head over to Bobby, who is on the float. Oh, Mikey's on the float.
Mikey's always on the float. He always gets the fun
Hey, Mikey,
stuff.
how's it going?
Thanks, Paula. Thanks, Kamaka. You guys, I am super excited because I'm joined with Stephanie England. We're here on the Kamakana Ali'i float. This is exciting.
Very exciting.
How do you feel? This is the first time you guys are part of the Prince Kuhio Parade on the west side.
Yeah, this is so much fun. I mean, the energy, right, is just incredible.
I love it. And also, we want to remind you guys that the celebration doesn't just stop with the parade. It's all ending at Kamakana Ali'i.
That's right, Mikey. Our ho'olaulea starts when we get the parade ends at the shopping center. So we will have the results of the lei making contest.
Perfect.
So I'm excited for that. We also have the Papapalea Serenaders at 6. And then, of course, our very special tribute to Prince Jonah Kuhio Kalani'anaole.
Which, by the way, Jonah Kuhio tributes, they're all over Kamakana Ali'i. And if you guys missed our segment yesterday, we were talking about how, you know, Kamakana Ali'i pays tribute to Prince Jonah Kuhio.
We do, absolutely. So as the founder of the Hawaiian Homestead Act, the reason Kamakana Ali'i is here is because of the prince.
Super exciting. And we also want to say Hawaii's Finest. They have their grand store opening. So make sure you guys stop by Kamakana Ali'i, your one-stop shop tonight after the parade. Stephanie, thank you so much for talking with me. Great seeing you.
Thank you. So good to see you, Mikey.
Okay, I'm going to send it back to Paula and Kamaka. And I think I might just stay on the float if that's okay.
Yeah, of
Okay,
course.
I'm going to stay here, you guys.
You should. That looks like a lot of fun,
Yep, they're right
Mikey.
there.
We're going to take a quick commercial break, and we'll return with more of this beautiful parade as we celebrate Prince Jonah Kuhio Kalani Ana Ole. And we want to mahalo Hawaiian Airlines, one of our sponsors, always helping us in the islands and sharing with the community.
Hawaii flies with us.
Dedicated to the people of Hawaii. Hawaiian Airlines, Hawaii flies with us.
From primary care to specialty and emergency services, the Queens Medical Center West Oahu is in your neighborhood and ready to care for you. Our expert team of doctors, nurses, and other caregivers are committed to promoting health and wellness while safely caring for families in Central and West Oahu. Access Queens quality healthcare when you need it, close to home. Queens West Oahu, open, ready, and safe for you and your ohana.
Oh my gosh, it is crazy here on the parade route. We got trolleys, we got Moanis Waikiki, we have huge bicycles, and we have a lot of fans. I love this. Can I talk to you guys real quick? No. You know what? They don't want to talk. They want to enjoy the parade like we all are. Yeah, there we go. The Native Hawaiian Legislative Caucus on the trolley making all the noise now. Big shakas to you guys. This is so much fun, Paula, Kamaka. This has been a great time here on the route, and a lot of fans are getting an opportunity. You can see it's just packed all the way down Kapolei Parkway, and we will come back here with more from some of the folks that are in the parade, some of the folks that are watching the parade, but for now, let's throw it back on over to Paula.
All right, thank you so much. And as you said, it's the Native Hawaiian Legislative Caucus, here to make a difference. These are dedicated individuals who are always advocating for the Hawaiians in the community. And we also have right there, we're seeing Senator Kurt Favela in the truck. He is a champion for the people of Ewa Beach and beyond. With over 30 years of dedicated service to his community, Senator Favela brings a wealth of expertise and passion to Hawaii State Senate District 20 that he represents.
Yes, we want to thank all of our legislators. It's really interesting that even Prince Kuhio, he was our second delegate to Congress, representing at that time the territory of Hawaii. Moving on to the next who we see coming down the line is Miss Kona Coffee. Now it's my pleasure to introduce to you a true ambassador of the Kona coffee industry and the beautiful island of Hawaii, Shyla Victor Miss Kona Coffee 2023. With her community service initiative, she is a shining example of how we can all make a difference by promoting the shift to a regenerative tourism industry, which encourages visitors and residents to give back to our community.
And following her, Miss Plus World South Pacific Islands, Deone Ka'eo Tamure, the reigning Miss Plus World South Pacific Islands. Impressive resume. She attended Kamehameha School's Kapalama campus, Las Vegas Academy of International Social Studies and Performing Arts, and then graduated from Stanford University with a Psychology Bachelor's of Arts. But that is just the beginning. She is also an active member of the Hawaiian Civic Club and president of Paradise Island Fashion Week Hawaii. Her organization is the only exclusive seasonal fashion show where all proceeds go towards supporting Hawaii's distressed communities, especially the homeless.
And here comes the first Pa'u unit of this year's parade. And now, Ka'uluo Kaha'i Homesteads tribute to Prince Kuhio and the old tradition of Pa'u riders and paniolo. In the 1800s, women would attend events wearing gowns. But how did they keep their gowns clean? That's where the Pa'u riders come in. These cowboys dressed in paniolo style would ride alongside the women, protecting their gowns from getting dirty.
Brad Kalilimoku, the outrider, his vision to educate our lahui with the different companies he works for. And we also have Kaleo Nakagawa, lead at Big City Diner, Karen Gomez from Altres Staffing, Daniel Sanford, Denise Lawrence, Jimmy Ramento, a retired cowboy, and Rita Tuitama. Beautiful to see our Pa'u riders here in Kapolei.
We only see them a few times throughout the year in big events like this. Of course, we have Aloha Festival's parade, King Kamehameha celebration, and of course, the Prince Kuhio parade as well. But, you know, with all the Pa'u riders, that's one element to them. The other element, of course, which I think needs even a bigger announcement and recognition, is the pooper scoopers that are to follow.
That's right. Very important and very appreciated by the people behind them in the parade. We are going to take a quick commercial break and return with more, but we want to say mahalo to one of our sponsors, Gentry Homes. Stay tuned. We'll be back with more of the Prince Kuhio Parade.
Dedicated to the people of Hawaii. Hawaiian Airlines. Hawaii flies with us.
Welcome back to the Prince Kuhio Parade. As the next, we continue to see a lot more units to come down. Before this one, we had the Prince Kuhio, which one was this? The Kapolei Community Development Corporation, and then to follow is the Kaupe'a Homestead Association. They have a float and 3 golf carts as well that will be following. As in ancient Hawaii, the sound of the pukani was used to announce the arrival of a li'i or royalty. Today, the pukani, Justin Kani'aupio Crespo, announces the arrival of this next float by the Kaupe'a Hawaiian Homestead Association. It's adorned by the portrait of Prince Jonah Kuhio Kalanianaole, whom this parade honors and who was a fearless leader that worked diligently to have the Hawaiian Homes Commission Act signed. For this reason, homesteaders from across the state are forever indebted to him. But right now, we have our next beautiful lady joining us. Mahalo nui for joining. Introduce yourself and what is your representation throughout this parade?
Sure. Aloha no. Ovau no o Malia, no Briga Oliveira, no Kauai Mayau. So aloha, I'm Malia, and I live on Kauai. I'm from Kauai, but I'm also a board member representing Kauai at the Association of Hawaiian Civic Clubs.
As we were mentioning, I mean, we kind of went through the civic clubs that was one of the establishments of Prince Kuhio. So being a part of that, what do you feel your kuleana is as being active within the Hawaiian Civic Clubs?
Yeah, you know, so it's been over 20 years that I've been a member, and I continue to learn about Kuhio and his legacy. And, you know, I think what I love about it is that we get to bring issues from today and bring it forward into our community. At our annual convention, we get to have these discussions, and sometimes it gets really heated, but it's really informed discussions, and then we all come to a place where we all agree on certain things. So like on the island of Kauai, one of the things we worked on was changing the name back to a traditional name. So there's a place called Russian Fort Elizabeth, and it's on the Waimea side where I live. And I learned that the name is Pa'ulaula. And you know, growing up there.
Oh, is that where the statue of King Kaumoali'i is?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So we honor Kaumoali'i, and it made a big difference. Like the energy of the space changed as we all learned the mo'olelo, the story behind that area and how important it is for Kaumoali'i. And so we were just like, yeah, we need to change the name back to the traditional name.
I 100% support you. Well, thank you very much, Malia, for joining us and sharing some of your mana'o on this year's Prince Kuhio Parade.
Mahalo no.
Mahalo. A lot of activity taking place coming through the streets of Aloha, of this 2023 Prince Kuhio Parade. We've been having a lot of different units coming through. This one we had the Hawaiian Civic Club, we had the City of County Honolulu 94th Lei. This one is the Kanehili, the Community Association. Mahalo, aloha, aunties. So many different people. The great thing about this is you see a lot of the families come together, and a lot of, especially when the keiki join in the participation as well. As we were speaking about the Hawaiian Civic Clubs, that is one place where you, if you have an urge to contribute to our community, there are many different Hawaiian Civic Clubs across the islands that would be more than happy to have you join as a member. Again, that was the Kanehili Community Association. Did you know that Kanehili is also famous for its natural sinkholes, which provided a vital source of fresh drinking water for Native Hawaiians? I did not know that. Interesting. And that's not all. Many of these streets in Kanehili are named after relatives of Prince Kuhio himself, which includes Kahalipoli, Keali'ahonui, Kinoiki, Kekahili, Kamakahele, and Kamokuiki. Again, gotta make sure I can pronounce all of those long names. And now you know. Hey, don't you throw that at me. Next we have is our beautiful lei court, the 94th City and County of Honolulu Lei Court.
That's right. Queen Ku'ulelani Mekealoha Mau Kupahu Marino Kahuano hails from Waimanalo. First princess is Melody Lynn Lenaala Nalua'i Vega from Kailua. And second princess, Charlene Kapualani Kauhane Harano from Kaneohe. The Lei Court will be the City and County of Honolulu's ambassadors of aloha at a variety of public events and share the culture and history of lei, hula, lifestyle, and traditions. And you know, our lei queen is also a docent at Iolani Palace.
Really?
Yes. She's wonderful. They will be presiding over the 95th annual Lei Day celebrations at Kapi'olani Park on Monday, May 1st. So make a lei and enter it into the annual lei contest. But most of all, make a lei and give a lei.
Give a lei away.
Yeah, beautiful.
Everybody always thinks you have to only wear a lei on your birthday or a special occasion or Aloha Friday. No, just because it's Saturday.
Yep, just because. So
Were you ever part of the lei court?
No, nope, never.
But Pa'u Riders?
Pa'u Riders, yes. I think we're going to go to Mikey because I think he's...
Well, he was trolling down.
He was traveling
He's somewhere down here. Let's see where he is.
Is he still on that trolley or where is he now?
Mikey, where are you at?
Thanks, you guys. Okay, so I just got off of the Kamakana Ali'i float not too long ago, and I made my way back to the beginning of the parade. As you can see behind me, we have a ton of floats. We even have some beautiful people standing by, waiting their gracious turn in order to see the people of the west side of Oahu. Now, if you missed our Living 808 special yesterday, we were at Homeworld, and that's where currently our KHON team is at. And we're here honoring Prince Kuhio. Now, all of the legacy that he left behind, that's what we're honoring today. We're paying tribute to him with all of the west side ohana that we have going on. And I did mention earlier that I was with Kamakana Ali'i, which, by the way, at the end of the parade, that's where we're all gonna be. There's big celebration at Kamakana Ali'i. We have ho'olauleas, we have a lei contest, we even have the Papakolea Serenaders that will be celebrating Prince Jonah Kuhio today. Now, if you guys are making your way out to the west side, drive safe, but definitely keep everybody in mind as you guys are coming out here. We have a ton of fun. Stay with KHON as we're gonna keep you guys up to date on Prince Kuhio Day Parade live from the west side of Oahu. Back to you guys.
All right, thank you, Mikey. You know, we're joined now with one of our sponsors. Gina Tupu'ula is from Homeworld.
Yes.
And thank you for being with us today.
Yeah, my pleasure.
Why did you guys want to be part of this? I mean, obviously you're part of this community as well.
Yes, that's mainly the one thing. This community is so important to us. We've been a part of it for the past 7 years. I'm actually from Kapolei, so this is actually a big deal for not just me, but the store. So having this big event finally on the west side is pretty important to us. So we're excited to be a part of it.
And to have it going right in front of the store is pretty special as well.
Yes, so we get front row seating, which is nice. So even more having it in Kapolei, we're just enjoying every part of it.
Now, I live here as well, so having you here in the community means so much. And it really provides a need.
Yeah, I mean, we understand that living in Hawaii can be expensive, so we definitely, we're just here to support. We're here to provide whatever assistance we can with everything, and we're just here for the community. So we just want to help out in any way we possible. We definitely are big supporters of this community. Yes.
Well, thank you for being a supporter of the parade as we celebrate Prince Jonah Kuhio
of
Kalani
course.
Anaole.
Thank you so much.
Oh, mahalo so much for being with us.
Yes, our pleasure.
And for making this beautiful set that we're sitting on as well today.
Yeah, Fisher did a
Extra
great
special.
job.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
All right. And so once again, Homeworld is just one of the many sponsors. And it's really nice to see the number of sponsors who have come out and the fact that so many of them are based right here in our Kapolei community, and to celebrate the Citizens Prince and to kind of just celebrate having an event like that here where we live and where with Gina, where she lives and works.
Yes, we're very grateful.
Thank you, Gina, and thank you, Homeworld.
Thank you.
And we're going to take a quick commercial break, but we want to say mahalo nui loa to Queens Health System. We'll be back with more of the Prince Kuhio Parade, live from Kapolei.
From primary care to specialty and emergency services, the Queens Medical Center West Oahu is in your neighborhood and ready to care for you. Our expert team of doctors, nurses, and other caregivers are committed to promoting health and wellness while safely caring for families in Central and West Oahu. Access Queens quality healthcare when you need it, close to home. Queens West Oahu, open, ready, and safe for you and your ohana.
As the cost of living rises in Hawaii, the solution isn't to get a second job, but a better paying job. The Hawaiian Trades Academy helps Hawaii's families kickstart a career to raise their household income and stay in Hawaii. Learn from industry leaders and professionals in CDL licensing, police, fire service, carpentry, solar, and more. Visit us at hawaiiancouncil.org/trades.
Beautiful. Welcome back to the 2023 Prince Kuhio Parade. Next down the line, we have Nakama Kai. Get ready to ride the waves of Nakama Kai, a nonprofit organization dedicated to empowering Keiki through connection with Ikai and our Aina. Founded in 2008 by Dwayne DeSoto, Nakama Kai offers free after-school programs, ocean clinics, and traditional navigation lessons on their 30-foot va'a kaulua at Pi'ila'au Army Recreation Center in Poka'i Bay. I gotta say, Nakama Kai has done amazing things throughout the years, and it's awesome to see their engagement with our keiki.
Wonderful, wonderful. And Dwayne DeSoto was one of my crewmates on Hokulea. So great waterman and wonderful family. All right, here we have the Ahahui Siwila Hawaii o Kapolei. And they hail from Honouliuli. These Kupa'aina are committed to promoting cultural awareness and providing educational opportunities for the community. Founded in 1993 and chartered by the Association of Hawaiian Civic Clubs and the state of Hawaii, they are a nonprofit led by Pelekikena Lance C. Lanakila Holden. They bring together members of Hawaiian and non-Hawaiian ancestry who share a common interest in language, music, history, and the culture of our islands. And just wonderful to have them here.
And then coming up next is the Kapolei High School JROTC. Ladies and gentlemen, get ready to be impressed as we welcome the Kapolei High School's Marine Corps Junior Reserve Officers Training Corps and Naval Honor School unit to the parade. These young adults are not just any ordinary students. They are the embodiment of honor, courage, and character, and are on a mission to become outstanding citizens who serve the United States with pride.
And following them, the Kapolei High School Marching Band, the Hurricane Marching Band and Color Guard. This is their 19th anniversary of the marching band being at the school. Their dedication to excellence is nothing short of inspiring as they pour in countless hours of practicing, and I can hear them practicing from my hale. It's not just about the music, though, for these students. At Kapolei High School, they firmly believe in integrating the development of musicianship with a commitment to their community, a strong sense of dignity in themselves, and an unwavering dedication to integrity in all of their actions.
One summer for summer school, I took trumpet in band, and then I realized band is not my thing.
I wanted to play the flute or the clarinet when I was in elementary school, and I almost passed out. So I ended up playing the viola.
So I'm good at the sidelines, just cheering them on.
And here they are with the teal, blue, and silver colors that we love of
The
our
Hurricanes.
hometown high school band.
Take a listen. And here comes the JROTC. Their ultimate goal is to develop personal responsibility and accountability within themselves so that they may become a shining example of what it means to be a model citizen. Through their close partnership with the school administrators, the Marine Corps JROTC ensures that it remains a highly esteemed educational and co-curricular resource in high schools and the premier youth character and leadership development program in the entire Department of Defense. And of course, this parade is in honor of Prince Kuhio. So we have the Hawaiian Civic Club again, which was established by Prince Kuhio. It is the Prince Kuhio Hawaiian Civic Club, a group that has been at the forefront of preserving and practicing Hawaiian values and cultural practices since 1964.
Founded by Liliuokalani Kawananakoa Morris, who is the niece of Prince Jonah Kuhio Kalani'anaole. The club has now grown to be one of the largest and most respected. We want to say mahalo nui loa to Kamakana Ali'i for sponsoring the Kuhio Parade. We'll return.
Stick around.
More.
Dedicated to the people of Hawaii. Hawaiian Airlines. Hawaii flies with us.
Welcome back to the 2023 Prince Kuhio Parade, first time held here in Kapolei.
And we've been seeing so many familiar faces, just wonderful people with the smiles and the aloha, and so happy to have them all
Like
here.
this one right here for the Native Hawaiian Association, Hospitality Association, the Executive Director, Malia Sanders. That's my work wifey. Used to be working with her. Good to see you.
You know, NAHA, the Native Hawaiian Hospitality Association, founded in 1997 by Dr. George Kanahele, Senator Kenny Brown, and other Native Hawaiian professionals who recognized the need to address concerns about how Native Hawaiians and the Hawaiian culture were represented in the visitor industry. Last year, NAHA celebrated its 25th anniversary. They provide Hawaiian cultural consultation, education, tools and resources, and conducts research and helps so many in the local community and visitor industry. And they understand that the Native Hawaiian culture and values are vital investments in future leaders and are essential components of the overall well-being of everyone who calls Hawaii home. All right, we have a very special guest joining us right now, Kuhio Lewis from the Council for Native Hawaiian Advancement, one of our sponsors, and really helped to put all of this together. Mahalo for being with us, Kuhio.
Yeah, thank you so much for being a part of this. This is pretty cool.
It's exciting.
Yeah.
So what do you think? I mean, we've always had the parade in Waikiki, which was really special for many reasons for Kuhio, but to be here by the homesteads, why and what do you think when you see it happening?
You know, Prince Kuhio was known as the People's Prince, and so bringing it here to the people just makes sense. And honestly, I'm very impressed by what turned out. You see all homesteads here participating, civic clubs from throughout the state, and the community has come out. So we couldn't have asked for more. And this is how we honor people that have contributed significantly to our culture, our community, our way of life. And so, yeah, I'm happy about today and how we're honoring Kuhio and his legacy.
For you yourself,
yeah,
honoring Kuhio, how important is that?
You know, I was given my name when I was young, and I didn't use it. I used to use my English name, Joseph, because I was like, Grandma, why you name me after a prince? But, you know, the reality is he surrounds me now in life. I mean, look, I'm coordinating the Prince Kuhio Parade, to being involved in the Hawaiian Civic Club movement, to even being a homesteader. So Prince Kuhio's legacy has surrounded me. And someone once told me, Kuleana calls on you. You don't get to necessarily choose that Kuleana. And that's definitely what happened for me. So, yeah, quite turn of events for me.
Yeah. Kuhio was a remarkable man. I mean, he went through so much in his life, including going to jail for trying to bring back our Hawaiian kingdom. And then going to Washington and not having the ability to vote. But boy, he made a difference.
Yeah, he was a powerful individual, and I don't even think he recognized it at the time what he was doing. But he was making a difference for us, the future of Hawaii. You know, I mean, over 10,000 people have homes because of him. He created the judiciary system that we know today. And he donated his property in Waikiki. We wouldn't have Waikiki Beach if it wasn't for Prince Kuhio. I mean, you know, I wish you would have given them to maybe the Hawaiians, so that would be our beach, but that's okay. It's the fact is his contribution to our society and the fabric of Hawaii is everywhere. And so, yeah, he's an awesome man.
He's a good guy. All right, thank you so much for being with us here today. Yeah. And we want to say mahalo to CNHA for sponsoring this beautiful event so we can celebrate, not only celebrating Prince Kuhio, but to bring the community together, which is so important. Yeah. Thank you, Kuhio. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Right. All right. Beautiful day. All right, great. Thank you so much for CNHA for all you do in the community. And we're back to more of our parade. We here have the Oahu Native Nations Organization, and the Turtle Island Dancers are joining us as well. This amazing group will be cruising through the parade and sharing a lot of their special talents with the crowd. The Oahu Native Nations Organization, or ONO, is a proud organization. They represent the indigenous peoples of Turtle Island, encompassing North America and beyond. They bring a message of peace, unity, and cultural pride to the parade, infusing the aloha spirit and the traditions of their ancestors. We want to say mahalo nui loa to CS Woe & Sons for sponsoring our parade. We'll return with more right after this. Aloha.
Create your happy place at Homeworld. We have furniture and decor for every room, style, and budget. Homeworld is Hawaii's one-stop destination for all things home. Shop quality brands at great prices from a locally owned company. Breathe new life into your living room, dining room, or outdoor space. Visit us online at homeworld.com or visit us in store and get professional insight from our home furnishing consultants. Create your happy place at Homeworld.
What makes us Hawaii? Is it our delicate aina, stretching from the top of the mauna to the depths of our moana? Is it our mindful people, bridging old ways with new in an ever-changing world? Is it our aloha, the knowledge that we remain connected as a community no matter our distance? All of these things, our aina, our people, our values, live in the stories we tell. We tell them because it is who we are. We are Hawaii.
Welcome back to the Prince Kuhio Parade.
James Campbell High School and the Sabre Marching Band. So we had Kapolei High School. We have Campbell, which is just next door, basically, in our community here on this side. And a talented group of 140 students in the Sabre Marching Band. Impressive with their incredible musical skills and their high energy performances. These dedicated musicians are taking their talents all the way to Washington, D.C. this July to represent Hawaii in the National Independence Day Parade. A huge honor and a true testament to their hard work and dedication.
We have so many different representations. I mean, as you were speaking, just the different bands that's been coming through so far. So many different pieces of our community, and that's one of the beautiful things about events such as this, is that we all can come together as a lahui and celebrate and fellowship and really just have a grand old time. So we're gonna get to another break, so we want to give a big mahalo.
We want to say mahalo nui loa to Queens Health System and to CNHA, the Council for Native Hawaiian Advancement, sponsors of today's Prince Kuhio Parade. We'll return with more of the parade right after this.
Coming up on the next Aloha Authentic, we speak of Hawaiian composition, its importance, and the role that it serves with Auntie Ku'uipo Kumukahi. How did Hawaiian storytelling through music change over the years, and why Hawaiians wrote music for their leaders? All that and more on the next Aloha Authentic.
Have the news sent to your inbox every morning. The KHON2 newsletter is an easy way to stay informed. Go to KHON2.com to subscribe. It's news to you, and it's yours for free. Only from KHON2, working for Hawaii.
Welcome back to the celebration.
And there we have our next unit is actually the organization that coordinated this year's parade, the Council for Native Hawaiian Advancement. And they extend their warmest aloha to everyone for joining us in celebration of Keali'i Maka'ainana, Prince Jonah Kuhio Kalani Ana Ole. CNHA is proud to call Kapolei their home, along with its 100 employees and its many community programs. You know, we heard just a few minutes ago from CEO Kuhio Lewis. You know, Lewis and his amazing team at CNHA, along with the graduates from their programs that include the Hawaiian Trades Academy, the CNHA Loan Fund, Kuhana Business Program, Emergency Assistance Program, Hawaiian Way Fund, and Pop-Up Makeke. Mahalo to CNHA.
And CNHA is actually debuting its newest division, which is Kilohana. Kilohana focuses on making Hawaii a world-class destination while ensuring Hawaii's traditions, culture, and aina are perpetuated for generations. Mahalo CNHA for that. Leading this initiative will be Tyler Iokepa Gomes, former Deputy Director of the Department of Hawaiian Homelands. The driver of the rig is CNHA's CDL instructor, Uncle Danny Iala Kalamai. Their float feature the iconic lei stand and hula dancer Kumu Kalani Hiapo of Paua Kalani Hula Halau. Hundreds of kupuna along the parade route will be receiving lei from Kilohana staff, symbolic to the spirit of aloha that makes Hawaii like no other place in the world. CNHA extends a warm mahalo to its members, volunteers, and all of its supporters. So with that, stick around. We'll be going into another short break, but we want to mahalo our sponsor, Hawaiian Airlines, for this Prince Kuhio Parade. Hawaii flies with us. Stick around.
Since 2001, CNHA has groomed a generation of leaders. Over its 20 years, the Council has risen to the challenge and supported the community through a pandemic. We move forward with purpose, resilience, and unstoppable determination. We are the Council for Native Hawaiian Advancement, fulfilling our kuleana.
From primary care to specialty and emergency services, the Queen's Medical Center West Oahu is in your neighborhood and ready to care for you. Our expert team of doctors, nurses, and other caregivers are committed to promoting health and wellness while safely caring for families in Central and West Oahu. Access Queen's quality healthcare when you need it, close to home. Queen's West Oahu, open, ready, and safe for you and your ohana.
Mahalo for sticking with us throughout this whole parade, Paula. This was amazing.
It was truly amazing. We want to thank all of our sponsors who helped to put this together, and mahalo to you for watching as we celebrate our citizens' prince, the prince of the people,
Much
Prince
aloha.
Jonah Kuhio
Auiho.
Kalana Anaole.